What is up, lads? It's CM9 here. Here we are once again, us Chelsea fans. After 90 minutes of football, we ask ourselves the question, how on earth did we win that game? How on earth is this not a draw? How on earth have our defence not screwed up at the last possible second? How on earth have Palace not scored a third goal in the 90th minute after they've headed it past our defence? And, well, the post saved us. The post saved us. If it hit the post and it had gone in, I would have been fuming, especially at the defence. Especially at the defence. But, having said that, this was a 3-2 victory against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. We've got a massive 3 points. And, well, I hope Arsenal do us a favour and beat Leicester City. Because if Leicester win against Arsenal, then they go above us once again. Right now, we are third. We are 2 points behind Leicester and we are 5 behind United. But United have a game still to play. So, yeah, we've got our victory. But my God, why on earth are we making it difficult against Palace? Honestly, okay, fine. Palace can be pretty difficult to go to and get a victory. You know, sometimes Palace, well, they do have the players to turn up and get certain goals. I mean, yeah, we let Benteke score. Yeah, that's how bad our defending is. But I mean, no, seriously, our defending. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a chat about the goals that we scored. The first one, we started off pretty positively. This was a weird game. It had its ups at the very beginning, and then suddenly it went downhill, and then suddenly there was a bit of confusion as to what our midfield was doing in the second half. And then, thankfully, it was Abraham that came on for Giroud to get a goal. And then suddenly, Palace. Okay, let's just go back a moment. We've gone a little bit too far. We started off really positively with a goal from Giroud. Now, let's hope that Gary Cahill can come back from his injury, because he had to come off with a hamstring problem after he had to try and chase Willian. Willian got to the byline and he crossed it, and then Giroud finished it. But Gary Cahill went down with a hamstring injury. So, yeah, he started for Palace, but he had to come off because of that. So, you know, obviously I have much respect for Gary Cahill, and I hope he comes back sooner rather than later. I really do love Gary Cahill. I mean, yes, he's a Palace player. He doesn't play for Chelsea anymore, but yeah, he's a very good player, and I really like him still. So yeah, hope he gets well soon. And yeah, but anyway, yeah, we went 1-0 up with a goal from Giroud, and then later on, Pulisic. Again, like I keep saying, Christian Pulisic is still our best player since the restart. I think he's definitely carrying the team. I've been saying this for the last 2 videos, but yeah, he has been carrying the team. And then Wilfried Zaha scored. Now this was what I mean about this team. I mean, we had a lot of composure. We looked in control of the game before Palace somehow managed to get a goal back. And the reason why we let Palace back into the game is because our defending. Remember, I've said this before. I've said it doesn't really matter if you sign the most amazingly talented players up front. If we do get Kai Havertz to partner Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic, we'll have the most amazing attack on paper. But look back there. Look at how bad our defending is. It doesn't really matter. You sort out that defending now. Okay, so Wilfried Zaha has literally got a space to fit an aeroplane in, let alone a ball. He has enough space to run with it, take a shot, and beat Kepa. Now, obviously, people could argue that Kepa could have done a lot better with that. I mean, maybe he could have tipped the ball over the bar. But you can't really put the blame on Kepa for conceding that goal. I think it's all to do with the defending, to be honest with you. Because if you don't allow Wilfried Zaha to have that space, to have the composure, and have the confidence to actually take a shot, do you know what I mean? Like, you literally cannot let him do that. You can't let him just waltz in there and take a shot. Reece James, if you lose your concentration and you let Wilfried Zaha do his thing, and your responsibility is to mark him, stay on him, and don't let him do anything, you've not done your job right. So Reece James, I'm going to give you a slap for that, because that's not something that you should be doing. But no, it's not just Reece James. It's just a vast majority of defenders out there today did not do their job. with the exception of Kurt Zuma. Kurt Zuma, I mean, he could do all he could at the back. Absolutely fantastic. I could not ask for anything more from Kurt Zuma. He was our best defender. Everybody else, poor. And we're going to talk about Christensen in a moment. But yeah, so we had Kepa in goal. Kepa had very shaky moments. He did pull off a few saves. But defending, Reece James, as I was mentioning earlier, he's very, very lackluster. I mean, he can put in great crosses. I'm not saying anything bad about his crossing, but his defending is really bad. Like, his man marking is terrible. That's why I was mentioning earlier about Wilfried Zaha being able to just waltz into an open space, having the time to put a shot in past Kepa. You shouldn't allow him to do that, especially when Wilfried Zaha is technically Palace's best player, the guy that is most likely to score for Palace. But yeah, I'm going to talk about other people. Christensen, he had a shocker. Everything got past Christensen today, and he was responsible for the second goal that Palace scored. Palace, for their second goal, just played like Barcelona for some reason. They just got the ball. Christensen just got completely taken out. The ball got crossed in. What the hell is Kepa doing? Kepa is just attracted towards the man and not the ball. The ball goes past Kepa, and then Benteke, all he's got to do is just tap it in. It's just poor defending. It's lapse of concentration. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent at the back. But I'm not just talking about the actual defence. I'm talking about something else that really needs to be addressed as well. And this was after we'd conceded the second goal. And that's the reaction that the team has after conceding. As soon as we conceded, we went downhill. I mean, before, we had full control of the game. As soon as we conceded, we didn't even know what we were doing. Like, it was like we couldn't even pass. Never mind the defending. We couldn't even pass properly. It's all about, you know, it's that little lapse. It's just about nerves. These are highly paid players. You don't go on a pitch after conceding and then just forget how to play. Like, just forget your mentality. You've just got to clear your heads after conceding and just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep passing the ball, and then, you know, maybe a goal will come. But don't just drop your heads after conceding. We've had this for a majority of this season. Like, majority of games that we've had this season, we've had this problem. Lampard needs to fix it. He needs to go and figure out exactly why we are dropping our heads as soon as we concede. Okay, so defending is a serious issue that needs to be sorted out. But the other thing is what I've been saying, is the composure that we have, the reaction from the players after conceding. That needs to be sorted out. That really does. And I mean, especially when you got guys like Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour, 50-50, I think. I mean, he got a little bit overwhelmed in the second half, I think, and it was a good time for him to come off. Lampard realised this, and he brought Jorginho on. I think it was, like, Billy Gilmour was, it looked all right in the first half. It looked great. But as the game went on, he kind of, you know what I was saying about Lampard experimenting with Gilmour for games. I believe I said this in the Watford video, but it was a good time to take him off. He brought on Loftus-Cheek as well for Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley was very shaky as well. Like, the early stage of the game, he was all right, but then he dropped a little bit. This is what I mean, like, composure. As soon as we concede, it's like everyone drops their heads and we don't even know how to play. Barkley was a huge offender of this problem. Willian was fantastic. I'm going to say that now. Willian, you have to give credit to Willian, because Willian is really doing all right. It has to be said. I mean, a lot of people have been saying that Willian is a bit lackluster and, you know, inconsistent. You know, he can't hit that peak level now. He's at his peak and he's starting to decline. You have to give credit to Willian, because since the restart, he's actually really improved as a player. So I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to say anything bad about Willian. Giroud, great goal. He got replaced by Tammy Abraham. I'm going to say a few things about Tammy Abraham as well, because Tammy Abraham's attitude at the end of the game, especially when Palace were threatening and they were looking like they were going to score a third goal. Now, this resulted in how Palace should have made it 3-3 right at the end with that header that thankfully hit the post. If that would have gone in, I would have larruped at our entire defence. But this is all to do with Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham, what do you say about this? Is this something to do with experience? Is this something to do with lapse of concentration? You know, it's the end of the game. It's 3-2. Palace have got the momentum to try and get an equaliser. I don't know why Tammy Abraham just doesn't take the ball and run with it. Why is he acting so casual? Like, does he think that maybe we're 3-2 up and yeah, that's going to be it? Well, no, really, because as soon as Palace get the ball back, they're going to try and get it up the field and get a goal. In order to prevent Palace from getting that goal, you have to hold on to the ball as long as possible. So then Palace can't score, can they? If they've got the ball and they get out of the pitch, what they're going to do, they're going to try and score. And especially when our defending is looking extremely vulnerable. So Tammy Abraham I think his behaviour when he comes on the pitch, I mean, I really liked his goal. Like, Loftus-Cheek, fantastic assist, great goal, made in Cobham, excellent. But Tammy Abraham's discipline and his sort of, like, he has to understand the situation of the game. We're 3-2 up. We need to hold on to the ball. And you're trying to look casual and you're literally allowing the guy to get past you without a challenge. That's a little bit, that's not professional. You need to be a bit more disciplined. You need to be a bit more aggressive getting the ball back and then trying to force Palace to get the ball off you and hold on to it for as long as you can. That's holding a game out and trying to win. Look, it's 3-2. It's a very edgy, it's a very tight game. You need to do the best thing to get the ball away, right? Yeah, I mean, defending is just overall, I've been saying this time and time and time again. I mean, the defence is just not good enough. It needs a massive overhaul next season. We need better defenders in. Either our defenders that we have right now need to buck their ideas up and start realising how bad they are and try to start improving. Get Frank Lampard to put them in rigorous training regimes. You know, get them better at defending. Get them better at set-piece defending. Do whatever. Either that or get rid of them. Get rid of Rudiger. Get rid of... Look, if Christensen is going to start looking inept as he was today, then we're better off getting rid of him. You know, if we're trying to supposedly save up the funds to get Kai Havertz, then what the hell are we doing holding on to guys like Christensen and Rudiger when they're not doing anything? Get rid. Get a better defender in. Get somebody better to partner Kurt Zouma, because it's definitely not Christensen and it's definitely not Rudiger. Some people might say, well, why not Fikayo Tomori? Why not him? Like, what the hell has happened to Tomori, by the way? Why isn't he playing? I mean, there's a lot of potential in Tomori. I don't know why Lampard doesn't start him. I don't know why Lampard is starting guys like Christensen and Rudiger over him. Like, at the beginning of the season, Tomori looked like a pretty solid player. But now suddenly Lampard just isn't playing him for some reason. And people, like, wonder, like... I mean, maybe Tomori is not... Maybe he's too short of a play. Maybe he doesn't have that aerial ability like Zouma does. Like, Zouma, if you see him... Like, you notice, like, when Giroud has to come back to defend from a corner sometimes because he has that aerial ability. And so does Kurt Zouma. I mean, Christensen isn't exactly that tall, and neither is Rudiger, I guess you could say. Maybe Rudiger... I don't know. There is literally nothing positive about Rudiger. I mean, I thought maybe he has that leadership. But that's all he does really have. I mean, maybe potentially we could get somebody like Damien Rice from West Ham. Sort of force their hand to try and sell him, but he's going to cost a bit of an arm and a leg, isn't he, really? I don't know, but just overall, our defence needs work. It needs sorting out. It's just really aggravating to have to watch Chelsea. Like, every time they concede a corner and they try to defend, it's almost as if I'm going to have to take a flipping headache pill because it's that stressful. I get nervous every time that ball goes into the penalty box from that corner and nobody's on the end of it. Nobody's trying to head the ball out or no one's trying to stamp their authority. It's just easy pickings for the opposition to try and get ahead on something and then worry the goalkeeper. I mean, there were times where Kepa did have a bit of a lapse of concentration as well. Otherwise, he wouldn't have conceded 2 goals. But then again, the first goal that he conceded is technically not his fault. It's the defender's fault for giving Zaha that space. But at the end of the day, it's 3 points. I'm happy with 3rd place, and I'm hoping that Arsenal can beat Leicester. I don't know who United's next fixture is, but whoever United are facing, I hope they beat United, and hopefully things won't be so bad. But no, we're 3rd at the moment. At the time of me recording this video, hopefully Arsenal will do us a favour. This is like one of the very, very, very few times I actually want Arsenal to win. I mean, the last couple of games they've put some wins on the board. So hopefully, if they can actually beat Leicester, That means after 34 games, with 4 games to go, we're third, 2 points ahead of Leicester. What are we, like 6 points behind Man City? So, look, a little bit too ambitious. Let's make that clear. But we're getting a little bit closer to Man City. I'm not going to be a little bit optimistic, but I'll tell you something. Look, it's a huge 3 points for Chelsea. I'm hoping that we can continue winning like this. I don't know who our next opponents are. I think it is Sheffield United on, was it Tuesday? I think it is. Oh no, Saturday. Oh God, that's going to be a difficult game. Sheffield United are a very unpredictable side. We cannot do the same amount of defending against Palace against Sheffield United, because Sheffield United, that's going to be a hard game. That is going to be a very hard game. I'm not expecting a win out of that at all. I'm expecting either a defeat if our defence is that bad, or maybe, if we can be lucky enough, a draw. I mean, if we can get a win and stamp our authority and get 3 points there, that's huge. But right now, the way we are, the way our defence is letting us down on numerous occasions, I don't expect us to win against Sheffield United this weekend. I really don't. I would be very surprised if we can get maybe a draw. Sheffield United are very, very capable of getting a win over us. But that's only if we can sort our defence out. If we play like that, in defence against Sheffield United, we are going to get gobbled up. Mark my words. I know Sheffield United have had some rocky losses, since the restart, but they are capable. They are where they are on the table, Sheffield United. They have been very, very good this season. They're going to be chasing for the top places in the Premier League. Of course they're going to want to beat us. So we can't be making these same mistakes, especially against Palace. Against the Palace side that hasn't really scored that many goals. And then they come against Chelsea and then, they get 2. We let Benteke score. Oh my days. We let Benteke score. It just shows you how bad the defending is. But anyway, that's my initial thoughts. It's a big 3 points, of course it is. We're third in the table, so how long is that going to last, I wonder? I don't know. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Check out all of my social media links in the description box down below. Check out my gaming channel, which is Chris Smarter Games. And go and support me over there if you like gaming. And yeah, just please don't make it difficult, Chelsea. Please. I beg you, sort out that defending, please. Please. Thank you for watching this video. And until the next one, I shall see you later. Peace.